In this tutorial, we will be demonstrating how to utilize the Rdp Protocol Performance Dashboard within your virtual desktop environment using the VDI ToolKit. This dashboard allows you to see overall Rdp Protocol performance metrics across your virtual desktop environment. So what information does the Rdp Protocol Performance Dashboard provide? Daily average Rdp protocol metrics, average Rdp protocol breakdown by hour metrics, day, week, month, and quarter average Rdp protocol metrics, highest 5 average Rdp protocol metrics, and lowest 5 Rdp protocol metrics. So let's go over some definitions first before we go over those. Frames per second is the frame rate measured in frames per second. Round trip time is the time in milliseconds for round trip time from the client to the virtual desktop. User input delay is maximum value for queuing delay across all user input waiting to be picked up by any process in the session during a target time interval measured in milliseconds. And packet loss percent is loss of packets in percentage. So let's talk about the daily average Rdp protocol metrics and the information they provide. So we have the daily average frames per second, daily average round trip time, daily average user input delay, and daily average packet loss percent. This allows you to identify trends within your environment, helping identify when performance changes have occurred. The Rdp protocol breakdown by hour metrics provide information on hourly average frames per second, hourly average round trip time, hourly average user input delay, and hourly average packet loss. This provides information on metrics by hour of day, allowing you to determine if performance degradation is only occurring at specific points in the day. Day, week, month, and quarter Rdp protocol metrics provide information on average frames per second, average round trip time, average user input delay, and average packet loss during the specified time frame. Highest 5 average Rdp protocol metrics provide information on average frames per second by user, average round trip time by client, average user input delay by client, and average packet loss by client. This information helps you identify clients that are performing poorly, possibly due to network issues. Lowest 5 average Rdp protocol metrics provide information on average, actually the same thing as before, but it's going to be the lowest, the best performers. So this helps you identify your best performers so you can use a cross-reference to determine why so you can possibly help the worst performers. So let's talk about why our charts are ugly. And that's really just a joke. We don't think our charts are ugly and we take great pride in them. So let me elaborate on what we mean by that. First, we believe that data should be represented as it presents itself and should be unadulterated. So what does that exactly mean? Well, it means we use no smoothing algorithms on our charts, such as rolling moving averages, etc. Many other companies, when providing charts, are so worried about making them pretty, they modify the data with smoothing algorithms. You are in essence not seeing the true representation of the data when such algorithms are used. This can lead to you thinking there isn't a problem when there actually is one. We choose to focus on a true representation of the data versus a pretty representation of the data. We believe this will equip you with better tools to make better decisions within your virtual desktop environment. Up next, we will demonstrate utilizing the Rdp Protocol Performance Dashboard using the VDI ToolKit. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So what we want to do first is go ahead and open up the management console. And I have that running on our virtual desktop here, so I'll go ahead and open it. Once open, I'll go ahead and expand this. And we'll want to navigate to Dashboards, Performance. It'll open up the CPU dashboard, and we'll want to navigate to the lower right-hand corner here and select Protocol. Once we select Protocol, it opens up the Blast Protocol Performance dashboard. But we'll want to go ahead and come here and navigate to switch to Rdp. So I'll switch to Rdp, and this is the Rdp Protocol Dashboard. So what I'll go over first is the daily metrics. So as you can see here, we have our daily metrics, which provides averages over a 365-day period. And as we can see, we have average frames per second, average round trip time, average user input delay, and average packet loss. And just to show you too as well, you can actually take and left click and then hold and highlight, and you can drill down if you want to. You can also double click on the graph and bring it back to the 365-day view. Furthermore, if you want to see the legend and things like that, you can navigate to this ellipsis. You can show grid lines. You can also go ahead and enable the legend, and if the legend's enabled and you deselect items, it will remove those from the graph, as you can see here. I'll go ahead and add those back and go ahead and disable the legend. Next, what I want to do is go over the RDP protocol breakdown by hour. So the breakdown by hour is data that's averaged over 365 days by hour of day. So as we can see here, we have average frames per second, average round trip time, average user input delay, and average packet loss. And this helps you identify if there's maybe issues or performance degradation that's only occurring at specific hours of the day. So maybe you can track down, maybe the network's congested during these hours of the day or whatnot. As you can see here, we have spikes between 7 and 10 a.m. and 8 and 10 p.m. So that may be something to help us look and figure out what's occurring during these time frames that could possibly be causing these spikes and degradation in performance. Okay, next, what I want to talk about is the day, week, month, and quarter metrics. And that is these up here, which we have average frames per second, average round trip time, average packet loss, and average user input delay. If we select a different time interval, you'll notice it updates these values based off of that time interval. Also, when you update these time intervals, it updates the highest 5 and lowest 5 as well, as you can see. So let's go ahead and go over the highest 5. The highest 5, we have average frames per second by user, average round trip time by client, average packet loss by client, average user input delay by client. So this can help you out in identifying maybe departments or areas where maybe there's network congestion or network issues, because obviously if they're having packet loss issues or longer round trip times, something's going on, especially if it's in the internal network. You can also use this too, where if you were seeing people that were connecting externally, maybe they don't have the best internet at home or whatnot, and need to talk to them about that as far as performance. If we click on the highest 5 here, it'll go ahead and switch to the lowest 5, which is the same metrics, but it's the best performers. So why do we do that? We do that so you have a cross comparison, so you can kind of get an idea of, hey, these are my best performers. Why are they performing so much better than my lower performers? What's the deal? And so you can use these usernames or clients to then go back and search sessions and actually drill down on specific details and performance metrics on those sessions. Last thing I want to talk about is you can, with any dashboard, you can print the dashboard by coming up here and selecting print, selecting a printer, and then choosing the print button right here. So that pretty much sums everything up, and I hope you found this tutorial useful, and thank you.